out of all of these on here, Superman. My favorite character.
Superman?
Really?
Superman.
Superman is the most fucking boring.
No, don't you dare! Don't you fucking dare!
I've read Superman. He's boring as
No.
shit.
It's so funny because I know people that absolutely love Superman because he's the most, like, I don't know. They say down to earth. Or not down to earth, but, like, more.
He's
like,
humble.
He's the most complex character out of any of the other any comic book character.
Have Let's Plays changed your mind about getting a game? Like, you wanted to get it after or did not want to get it after?
Yeah, like, again, with Mass Effect 3, like, I'm so happy I saw that because I didn't go get it when it was $60. Like, I was even potentially thinking about buying, like, a limited or collector's edition of the game. I'm so happy that I didn't. Again, it's not a bad game. It's just the ending rubbed me the wrong way, having spent so much time playing the game.
Yeah.
It's just it left a sour taste in my mouth. So me not spending, the $63.59 after tax made me very happy. I could wait until it went on sale for like $30, $31.79 after tax.
Don't know these prices very well.
Dude, I told you I worked at GameStop for a year, so I know.
$52.99
or years?
Say what?
Did you say for a year or years?
No, for years.
Oh, okay.
I worked at GameStop like when I turned 16.
$21.19 for a $20 game after tax.
Oh my gosh.
No, that's actually $19.99, $21.19. If it's
You
20,
get my
20,
fucking point.
Jesus Christ. All right.
I don't feel like saying $19.99 because that's a lot of syllables.
$19.99. But yeah, Mass Effect 3, a big one for me. I'm trying to think of another game that I avoided. It's not necessarily that they steer me away from ever buying it. It's that I just don't get it when it comes out. So I save my money.
Yeah.
That's basically what it boils down to. The company still ultimately gets the money from me. I just don't spend as much on it. So.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I feel like it never stops me from getting a game I want to play. Because usually, I mean, I don't want to say I'm never disappointed because I have been, now that I think about it.
Like what?
Dead Space 3.
Well, okay, I knew you were going to mention that. I was like,
3.
I don't play Dead Space 3.
Dead Space.
Don't.
I was excited for The Evil Within, and I did not like that game at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys were saying it was too...
I just didn't
Too
like it.
actiony. Yeah. It looked terrifying and.
Oh yeah, I was so excited, and I did not like that game. But I like watching Let's Plays just for games that have multiple ways to play it or multiple endings.
Mm-hmm.
Things like I'll never play Dishonored on High Chaos. I just won't
it's
do
fun.
it. I can't do it. Like I feel I already
kill
because I know how
everyone.
it's gonna end, and I know it gets harder if I do it, and I want to because there's so many different ways you can kill people that way.
Oh, it's interesting.
I can't do it. Like my conscience, I can't do it. And there are other games like Until Dawn. You can play different ways. You can watch someone play it a certain way. Like when PT was like really big.
Oh yeah.
Oh god, you could watch anybody else and it was different.
Mm.
And I like that aspect. Especially, I think Let's Plays are really good for that.
Yeah. I don't think they've ever really
Heavy Rain,
dissuaded. Yeah, Heavy Rain's a great one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I can't think of a Let's Play ever dissuading me from buying a game. Usually because for me, if I'm going to buy a game, I know going into it, I want to play this game. Regardless of whether or not I watch gameplay footage of it. Because I don't really watch Let's Plays for the gameplay. I watch it for the commentary. Mm-hmm. I watch it because, to me, I don't always get to hang out with my friends and play games on the couch like we used to. And that's about as close as I'm going to get to that, at least right now. I'll be sitting on my lunch at work or whatever, and I'll just watch an episode of Game Grumps, and it's like, okay, work doesn't suck as much right now. I mean, it's still work, it's still retail. Not great.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit better because at least I have this kind of thing that's just making me laugh a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't think I've ever been like, well, I watched a game and I'm like, yeah, I'm not getting that. I've definitely been disappointed with games I've purchased, but not because of a Let's Play.
I would say like a game that I should have probably been maybe disappointed with just based on Beyond Two Souls. Like I remember that game, watching that game. I love that game though.
So good.
I love that game for some reason. I don't know why. It's just
It's good.
I mean, people
The story's good.
People hate it.
People hate it
I didn't play
because
it.
it's very, very disjointed.
Yeah.
I didn't watch
but
either,
it's
And
because I
then
wanted to play
so
it.
much so that they went back and then reorganize it so that way it's not all jumpy how it was.
Did you ever watch Memento? Watch Memento while watching a Tarantino film.
watch-
That's how that movie. That's how the game.
Memento's
Yeah, that's how that movie's put together. It might as
Awesome.
well be a movie.
That movie's great though.
Yeah, or Requiem of a Dream. Like,
Well, I'm just saying because the way that we're jumping
Oh, good
around
point.
and
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
perspectives and stuff like that, it makes sense for like if you can handle non-linear storytelling, you can handle the game.
yeah. I think people struggle with that. And I remember Brandon's point from a few episodes ago where he was saying that it was more watching and less playing. But
Yeah.
I look back at all their games that they've done.
Quantum Frame, they all are.
The
Indigo Prophecy, Heavy Rain,
Prophecy,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like they all been like there was more probably playing in those, but I mean we're splitting hairs here. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
amount of gameplay versus like what you're actually watching, or what you're actually amount of gameplay versus what you watch is like it's always kind of like leaning maybe one towards one side and the other depending on the game. So
yeah, I mean, I just think that there are some people who are maybe more. I want to say more open because that's making people sound like they're really closed-minded.
Yeah.
But are more interested in the story sometimes than the gameplay aspect of it because when we're talking about Game Grumps, Aaron does not like cutscenes at all. He is very much I want to play the game kind of person. There's nothing wrong with that idea because you're spending $60 on a game.
yeah,
You want to play it. You don't want to watch the 4-hour long cutscene at the end of Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
well, I mean,
It's not 4 hours, but it's like 45
Yeah,
minutes
I mean,
or something
Sounds like
stupid.
an hour.
Hideo Kojima was tying up like over a decade worth of content though, so I give him the
yeah.
benefit of the doubt with Metal Gear Solid 4 as much complaints as it gets,
Yeah.
as many complaints as it gets.
But yeah, I mean, but just thinking about that idea while you're watching, not playing. I mean, I like the walking around simulators.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's like, okay, I mean, very rarely are they ever more than, $20, $30.
Mm-hmm.
Very rarely. But I'm more interested in the story and what's going on than does this have the most responsive jump arcs?
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Do you think Let's Players start to hate playing games?
I
I don't know. We'll be able to tell you in a few months because I'm sure we're probably gonna do quite a few. At least I know I'm gonna be. You guys are
Like,
gonna
shoot,
be
what if we,
but-
a year from now, we hate talking about games? Like, I don't think that.
I don't know.
if that'll
I
I mean,
don't
happen,
think
but-
it'll
I've made it
happen.
25 years now, and
Yeah.
I just revealed my age. I've made it 25 years now, and I've yet to.
26.
Yeah, I've yet to hate it yet. I don't think I'm gonna start. Funny enough, like on a little bit of a side note, I thought I would have fallen out of games by now because I remember but just like the legitimacy of what games offer as far as a form of entertainment, that's never gonna go away. If anything, it's gonna continue to get bigger, and it might start to take the place of some other forms of entertainment for I think a lot of people. So I think that let's say we're still doing this, we're gonna be doing this for a while.
I will hope we're still doing
Yeah, we're gonna
this.
be doing this for a while. I don't think I'm ever gonna get tired about it. We at some point might want to change things up.
No, because it constantly changes.
I just wonder if it becomes like a chore. I don't know.
I think it's just, just thinking about a Let's Player actually kind of explaining this it was a PewDiePie video when he was just talking about games and stuff like that. The people he had friends ask if he played Grand Theft Auto 5 when it came out. Mm-hmm. And he said no, because it's not good for YouTube.
Oh.
And that's a really insightful thing to think about.
Yeah.
These guys, people say, oh, they're just playing games. There's a lot of fucking work that goes into this. Because you have to record, you have to set up everything, you have to edit.
I think
it's a lot of time.
I think PewDiePie, when he plays games now, all he does, instead of putting out 16 videos, he takes the best part of the game he plays and cuts it together. So I think he spends more time editing the good parts. I think he talked about that.
Yeah.
I think I remember seeing that.
I think I look at streamers, popular Destiny streamer Broman. He talks about that a little bit about what works good on stream and what doesn't work good on stream. And there's some games that he doesn't play on stream just because he's like, this is not a good game. I'm not gonna be able to focus on the stream and the game and have it be entertaining for everyone. So it's something that he doesn't really, it's something that he picks and chooses different games that he will stream. I forgot what game it was recently that he was like, you know what, I'm not going to stream this. I'm going to play it, but it's just going to be on my own time. So
yeah, and there's a lot of games that are like that. That's why I don't think they dislike playing games.
Mhm.
I think it's just we see them playing so many bad games because
Yeah.
people like watching them react to something that's just objectively terrible.
yeah,
Yeah.
like Angry Joe, great example
Yeah.
of that. He does his angry reviews, and he does
Yeah,
his
that
Let's
angry
Plays,
video game nerd.
Yeah.
And
where they just lash out at stuff. So
Yeah, which kind of sucks though, because then there are really good games. They're like, well, it's not good for YouTube. It's like, okay, well then it probably doesn't get the exposure that you kind of wish it would.
yeah, I mean, that's like I mentioned before, The Witness. The Witness it's from everything that I've read and heard and talked to people about, it's a masterpiece of a puzzle game. It's a very intense puzzle game where like people are taking notes outside of the game to solve it. Because there's a lot that you have to do and tie stuff together, and that doesn't really work
yeah,
on 15-minute YouTube videos.
Yeah.
You know.
yeah. I mean, I think Let's Plays less so. If we were talking about like reviews, then yeah, I think that might be like if you were talking about reviews in a way in which we had to get it out by a certain point in time in order for us to guarantee that the video is going to be as successful as it possibly could be. Yeah, I don't know if reviews might burn me out. Reviews, I think, would definitely burn me out because you're trying to like take something that's normally a 40-hour experience and cram it down to like a fraction of the time. That's gonna burn you out for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it changes the way you look at the games too.
Yeah,
when you do
and
stuff
then-
like that.
And it's less enjoyable because you can't play on maybe the most hardest difficulty that you normally would.
I wouldn't even really say that. I would just say it's because you're so used to looking at things objectively that you can't just like look at No Man's Sky. The game doesn't get the greatest reviews, but as we talked about last week, I don't objectively no, it's not a great game. There's not that I could see why people don't like a lot of it, but subjectively there's a lot to like for it, at least as
Right.
far as I'm concerned.
I don't think you necessarily have to change your viewpoint when you're reviewing a game, though. I think you could theoretically do it kind of the same way where it's more of an impression of the game, and then you can have that be your review, where you don't really want to go super in-depth and like...
Yeah, well, I'm just saying I think that's where a lot of reviewers go with it,
Yeah,
though.
yeah, that is.
You know,
because
it's like film critics.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we talked about Suicide Squad before. We haven't. Neither of us have seen it yet. You've seen it a couple times, you said,
twice, yeah.
and you really like it. That movie got terrible reviews.
Yeah, horrible reviews.
But as a film critic, yeah, sure, there's probably a lot of problems with it, but
Yeah.
you like it as a movie.
Well, and then I was going to say, like, a lot of people, too, won't like it if you love this game, but they play it based off of your review, and, like, this was terrible. Like, this was a terrible game. It's like, well, you kind of have to do it. If you're a reviewer, you have to do it that way. You have to play, or you have to speak objectively.
Yeah.
If reviews ever became like a thing for any of us, I would want to stress to the audience like over and over and over again. I'd probably put like some type of annotation in the video like, hey, this is subjective even more so than anything else. Like this is our opinion. I'm like, this is just a guideline so you guys know like the ins and outs of the
This
game.
is what to expect.
Yeah.
Yep.
But do not judge the game based on our opinion. You know, just here's what it is and lay it out for them. And then, you know what, go pick it up on sale if you don't think you're going to like it and whatnot. And then, you know, keep in mind it's just subjective. And that's what I want to stress.
Yeah.
Yep.